If you don't have gamblers, right, you don't need as many dealers, let's say. You don't need as many tables open.
Las Vegas is known for its bright lights, big bets, and nonstop action, but right now things are quieter than usual.
The 8 News Now investigators with an early look at Bally's plans for the area around the new stadium for the Las Vegas A's. Kyle Payne, the first TV reporter to show us these renderings. He joins us live from the site of the former Tropicana Hotel and Casino. And Kyle, when does all of this get released to the general public?
Tomorrow, Sasha, and Bally says we're all going to see all the renderings for this 35-acre construction project around the new stadium. This after months of silence and on Major League Baseball's very last day of the regular season.
That will end the ball game. That will end 2025.
The 2025 season now all done for the Oakland A's, just as baseball talk in Las Vegas is heating up. The 8 News Now investigators obtaining an early release of this rendering showing the area around the ballpark with 2 luxury hotel towers totaling 3,000 new rooms, a 2,500-seat theater, and more than 500,000 square feet of retail, dining, and entertainment. The resort will also include a new casino and a VIP experience with direct access to the ballpark, which of course will be Vegas-sized with the world's largest video scoreboard and a view of the world-famous Las Vegas Strip.
Retired 20 years already, though.
And in those 20 years of retirement, after 40 years working in Las Vegas casinos, James Block likes his sports teams here at a bar to watch Sunday's Green Bay Packers game. Because if you couldn't tell by his getup, he loves all things Wisconsin. And in June, he'll get to see his beloved Milwaukee Brewers play the A's at Las Vegas Ballpark. He says he's looking forward to that, but not so much to baseball on Las Vegas Boulevard.
Everything too close to the Strip, yeah, I know. More tourists come there, and it's easy for it to get to, but it's inconvenient for local people.
And like any good baseball discussion, a disagreement. Another of those local people we spoke with has the exact opposite opinion, based in part on the success of the areas around the Raiders Allegiant Stadium and the Golden Knights T-Mobile Arena.
I think it fit perfectly fine. Like I said, I mean, it's on the Strip, you know, besides the casinos and all the other attractions, why not catch a game?
The closer we get to 2028, though, it still seems far away. The A's are playing their home games in Sacramento, and next year their jerseys will say Sacramento across their chest. So the Oakland A's, now the Sacramento A's soon, right here, the Las Vegas A's. Reporting live on the world-famous Las Vegas Strip, Kyle Payne, 8 News Now.
Kyle, thank you so much. Now, Las Vegas is no stranger to baseball. The city has hosted many preseason games as part of Major League weekend events, but the A's actually played their first 6 games of the 1996 season at Cashman Field in downtown Las Vegas. At the time, renovations at Oakland Coliseum were not complete when the season started.
This summer, Las Vegas encountered new tourism challenges, translating into lower than average visitation and revenue. But 8 News Now reporter James Schaefer shows us which Valley casinos have weathered the storm by betting big on the suburbs.
Brian, Red Rock Resorts reported during their Q2 earnings call in their 49-year history, it was a net revenue best. So our question was, given the struggles in tourism in Las Vegas so far this year, how is a net revenue best for this quarter even possible?
The second quarter was an exceptional one for the company by every measure. Our Las Vegas operations delivered its highest quarterly net revenue and adjusted EBITDA in our 49-year history.
Red Rock Casinos boasting a lot of success and growth. Growth which can be seen on many of its station properties. The demand at their new Durango station adding 108,000 new customers to their company, spurring a new parking garage.
Robust visitation and strong spend per visit, coupled with a strong table games business, helped drive the highest revenue and profitability in our gaming segment in the company's history.
The Red Rock Casino's earnings call touting over $500 million in net revenue. They say that's a big deal, comparing it to last year, showing a nearly 10% growth.
Today just came down to grab some lunch with the family.
Masood Haripur, a Las Vegas resident since 2004, said he doesn't normally go to the casino, but it was the draw to just try Irv's Burgers at the food hall, which brought him and his family through the Durango's door.
I mean, to be honest, for me, it's the distance. You know, I don't want to go out of my way too much, so local's better for me.
This while the earnings call at Caesars showed a dip in year-over-year revenue in Las Vegas, seeing a 3.7% decline for Strip properties.
It's not as crowded here at Durango, so you have some space, you can enjoy your time, and then you can meet other locals here as well, versus on the Strip, it's a little bit different.
Bobby Wiley, a Las Vegas local and teacher, said he drove 35 minutes across town just to get to the Durango station. One difference to the Strip, he didn't have to pay when he parked.
I think that it's great for locals as well as others that are visiting. It's one of the best in Vegas as well, and not to mention the free parking is a plus as well.
Okay, so that's the Durango Casino, but let's not leave out the other big local casino company in town, Boyd. We've seen moves from that company as well, most notably their recent purchasing of the land underneath the Eastside Cannery, further showing an investment in the community. Reporting live from outside the Durango Casino, James Schaefer, 8 News Now.
Now, Red Rock Casino says it's also your new neighbors contributing to the change as home construction continues on Summerlin West, Cadence, and Inspirada. Those new residents directly linked to the nearly 10% growth this year alone.
A multi-million-dollar casino deal landed by a Las Vegas real estate company caught our attention this year, but now we're learning just who, or rather what, made it happen.
8 News Now reporter James Schaefer has an update on the Eastside Cannery sale and why AI might have helped companies sign the paperwork.
The Eastside Cannery is once a hub of activity for Boulder Highway, but after the COVID-19 lockdown, it stood as an active reminder of the pandemic, one of the last casinos still unopened since 2020. But news broke recently the property's land was sold for $45 million. The sale assisted by someone called Marcus. So, who is Marcus?
So Marcus is currently under development. This deal was really the foundation.
Blake Owens, a Las Vegas native and founder CEO of Agrippa, spoke with us since Marcus, an AI software for the real estate group, couldn't. Looking at the code, we wanted to know just how AI helps land a deal.
So the easiest way to describe it is somewhat of an omniscient deal maker, a tool that is a computational strategist that can look at various different data points simultaneously and help make recommendations.
The software acts similar to a digital assistant to clients and a kind of consultant for Owens. For the cannery deal, the list of potential buyers put through Marcus's code, finding the best possible outcome, and ultimately making a suggestion.
Certainly I understand there are hesitations, but it's moving very, very fast, and it's only going to move faster. And so the longer you resist, the more you're going to fall behind.
Owen said AI, like Marcus, is helping elevate work in the industry. And as for fears of replacement, well, Owen said AI in real estate is growing. Now, we will continue to ask questions about how this might impact something like residential real estate sales, but as for AI breaking into something like, well, the journalism industry, well, that's hard to replicate. Reporting from the newsroom, James Schaefer, 8 News Now.
As for the Eastside Cannery deal, the property was purchased by the building's owner, Boyd Gaming. We asked the company if they plan to open the hotel casino soon. A Boyd spokesperson telling us they do not have any updates to offer at this time. Well, a recent dip in tourism is shaking up the Strip, and it's the casino dealers who are paying the price.
8 News Now reporter Nick Summers sharing how this downturn is affecting the people behind the tables.
If you don't have gamblers, right? You don't need as many dealers, let's say. You don't need as many tables open.
Las Vegas is known for its bright lights, big bets, and nonstop action, but right now things are quieter than usual. A recent dip in tourism is sending shockwaves through the Strip, and casino workers are feeling the hit firsthand.
Fontainebleau announced some layoffs. Resorts World announced some layoffs. We want those casinos to be very active, successful, and robust because that gives our break-in dealers an opportunity to transition, right? That's the goal.
David Knoll, managing director for SEG Dealer School, started out as a dealer in 1991. He says he's seen a decline in enrollment similar to what the industry saw during the COVID-19 pandemic.
So we've seen our enrollments drop, interest in becoming a dealer. We used to have a lot more people transition from out of state and sort of hear about Vegas, the opportunity that was here.
In Las Vegas, the unemployment rate remains one of the highest in the country. The leisure and hospitality industry, where most of the jobs are, has seen several peaks and valleys over the last year.
Tourism is the lifeblood of Las Vegas, but lately that lifeline has been thinning. From April to May, visitor numbers dropped nearly 6%, and the effects are rippling through the industry.
We're starting to see things like airline bookings and future hotel bookings starting to drop somewhat. both internationally and domestically.
Tourism chief Steve Hill says that could continue as long as tariffs are in place.
That's our bread and butter. We need gamblers. There's shops and food and everything else to do, but we really need those gamblers to come back, and those gamblers react to better values.
Hotel occupancy rates have also declined. We've been reporting with a drop of 1% overall in April and a larger decrease specifically for the hotels downtown of 2.6%.
In a tease from the mayor of Las Vegas, the city's newest casino resort appears to be headed for Symphony Park. This is 8 News Now at 11 o'clock. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. 8 News Now reporter James Schaefer in studio with a name you might recognize.
Brian, Denise, in a crowded room, Mayor Berkeley teased the city's newest casino from Circa owner Derek Stevens, which is leading us to ask, what is Circa 2?
Plans for a new art museum envisioned by Elaine Wynn and her team, and a casino developed by Derek Stevens on the northeast corner of Symphony Park are all in our future.
That's right. Derek Stevens, owner of the Circa, is planning a new casino for Symphony Park, according to the mayor's address. The 7-acre lot right next to downtown at the cultural intersection of Symphony Park and Fremont Street. Documents revealing the possible tentative name, Circa 2. Circa Resort and Casino opened amid the buzz of Fremont Street in 2020, quickly becoming a landmark for downtown. There's a stark difference between downtown and Symphony Park. It's a difference that you can actually hear. According to some Symphony Park residents, the announcement is challenging the existing calmer culture of the area, but not everyone feels that way.
Well, that's exciting to hear. I think that's awesome.
Lala G says she's excited about the announcement and what it might bring.
I feel like the restaurants. We would love to sit down and fine dine.
We asked her if she thinks there's a cultural difference between the two neighborhoods.
I believe it brings two different companies. So on one side, it's like outgoing, loves to see new things and love to travel. This side over here is like mellow.
Now, we reached out to Derek Stevens and Circa's spokespeople about Circa 2, asking what are they planning, and they said they simply don't have a comment at this time. Brian?
That's not all coming for Symphony Park. The area is also expecting a new medical complex, another residential high-rise, and an art museum from the late Elaine Wynn.
We knew that they were closing, so I was like, I have to go and see it before it's the Hard Rock.
It's an end to an era, as this tropical oasis will close its doors for good July 17th. The Mirage, which debuted on the Strip almost 35 years ago, was home to some of the most famous acts, and Sunday marked the last night guests were able to stay there.
The Siegfried and Roy show, I think that's like the most iconic thing that you would think about the Mirage, and then also the Beatles show. I was really trying to make it out to see it, but it finished, I think, last week, so this is the closest I'm going to get to it.
And Las Vegas locals who typically stay away from the Strip, sharing their past experiences there. Many describe their time at the Mirage as their own exotic tropical getaway in the desert.
I appreciated the Mirage. I loved when it opened that you had to be dressed up to go in, or that you didn't get to go in there. It was amazing.
The 3,000-plus room casino resort will continue to operate as the Mirage until renovations and rebranding begin to turn it into the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Remodeling is expected to take 3 years, with a completion date by spring of 2027. And other Las Vegas locals say while they'll miss the nightly volcano shows and the jungle-like atmosphere of the water and foliage, they have high hopes for what's to come.
It's sad to see it go away, but I am kind of excited to see Hard Rock, though, because that guitar looks pretty amazing.
I'm hoping Hard Rock is like the old Hard Rock in the sense that it did change. It was the place to be for so many years, and I'm hoping that it makes this property become that again.
A Las Vegas era has ended. The Tropicana, one of the oldest standing hotels on the Strip, has closed its doors for good. Thank you for joining us at 4. I'm Kirsten Joyce.
And I'm Brian Loftus. That final farewell brought memories, tears, and a whole lot of people to the 1950s relic. We have team coverage of today's closure. Laura Negretti standing by with the Trop's liquidation process.
But first, we begin with 8 News Now reporter Ryan Maffey, who joins us live from there now with those parting moments. Ryan.
Well, when a quarter of your staff stays on board for at least 20 consecutive years, you can imagine that goodbye would be emotional. And we heard that here Tuesday from the bartenders, the housekeepers, the front desk, the security, all on top of fans flocking here for the closure. The goodbye was heard loud and clear, strip wide. A goodbye with a bang.
Viva Tropicana, Viva Las Vegas.
I literally came straight from the airport and I asked the driver to take me straight to the Tropicana.
I have lots of memories I couldn't even tell you about here.
Claire Knight and her daughter were one of the last to check out. They flew here from Scotland.
It's been a really sad experience, and also all the machines are starting to go off and being shut down, and it's just quite sad.
600 employees stayed till the end. Over 100 joined in the final farewell, including some of the hotel's past.
I was about 19 years old with a fake ID coming in from LA.
Brad McLennan was once the front man of the casino's mob-inspired attraction, as the hotel itself was mob-tied in its heyday.
People would dress going through a casino. They actually cared about what they looked like.
All the time we would come visit Dad at work.
The goodbye, a family affair. Doorman Dean Davis closed his last door with his daughter and grandkids by his side.
Just seems a little surreal with it that it's coming down and everybody just connecting, and lots of hugs, a lot of picture taking.
It's really hard to say goodbye. And an emotional Eric Knowles, Tropicana general manager, locked its glass doors, marking the end of nearly 7 decades surviving the ever-changing landscape of the Strip.
It's not about the building, it's about the heartbeat, and it's all about them. It's all about the heartbeat. It's the team.
Well, now we know the property goes through a 90-day decommissioning process. That's where they go inside, they take everything out, they turn everything off. The final deconstruction, that's slated for sometime this October, though if that is going to be through the classic Las Vegas send-off and implosion, it's unclear as of now. Reporting outside Tropicana Las Vegas, Ryan Matthey, 8 News Now.
Thank you, Ryan. This all, of course, to make way for the expected Major League Baseball stadium. Bally's Corporation, which operates the hotel now, says it will give the A's a flat and cleared plot of land by this time next year.
It's, of course, Labor Day weekend, but tourism continues to trend down here in Southern Nevada. Good evening, and thanks for joining us at 11 o'clock this Sunday. I'm Sasha Loftus. According to a Friday report from the LVCVA, hotel occupancy dropped to 76% in July. That's about a 7% drop from last year. But some hotels are making moves to counter it. 8 News Now reporter Jessamine Wolk joining us live near the Las Vegas Strip tonight with more.
Sasha, it may have seemed like there was traction on the Strip when it came to tourists, but the tourists I spoke to told me they were underwhelmed with their experience. So I asked them, what would it take for you to keep coming back?
This particular trip, that it seems to be less crowded than normal. We usually come on Labor Day weekend.
I said something to her about it, that it just doesn't seem that busy for being a holiday weekend.
Because it's a long weekend, I feel like it should be I would assume it would be a little busier, yeah.
Tourists from near and far all noticing the drop in tourism.
I just think the economy's got to get a little better. I think that's part of the problem.
Lori and Steve Callister from Wisconsin are Las Vegas regulars. They come multiple times a year and are loyal to the MGM, one of the hotel properties offering incentives to tourists, such as discounts to veterans or rewards that can be used at their holiday gift shop.
I think it's something that they probably have to do. I mean, you need to keep the numbers up. You've got a lot of competition here among hotels.
Other hotels also offering incentives, like Caesar Properties, offering 20% off to those who book before November 3rd, or even discounting experiences, like the High Roller or Eiffel Tower for their guests. But the question is, are incentives enough to keep the tourists coming?
I feel like not in Vegas in general, but I feel like if the hotel said, hey, we'll give you tickets for this show if you book at our hotel, I think that'd be a great incentive.
For Christina Kazia, it's her first time in Vegas. Her friend, Debbie Senevaldi, comes often, but both feel the current incentives aren't good enough to justify a return.
Even offer something, like even waters in the room is something that we could use.
Now, interestingly enough, outside of hotel incentives, every single tourist I spoke to complained about high costs. The man I interviewed in that video telling me specifically he was annoyed with the expensive bottles of water. Reporting live near the Strip, Jessamine Wolk, 8 News Now. Sasha, back to you.
Jessamine, thank you so much. Now, as we've been reporting, that LVCVA report also showed general visitor numbers dropping about 12% last month.
The most recent report, by the way, from the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority revealing tourism continues to slump in Las Vegas. Visitation is down just a little bit over 5%. And as Jessamine Wolk reports, some rideshare drivers say business is even slower than that.
I mean, you can tell that the city is not pulsing the way it's used to. Starting on January, mid-January, February, and then it's been slow ever since.
Valentino Jockley has been working as an Uber driver in Las Vegas for 1 year now.
I've been doing experiments throughout the month. So I've been doing during the days and during the night. I've been going full throttle. I put more hours and make less.
The driver is now taking a different avenue and moving back to California as he says business here is no longer worth it for him.
Back in the day, you could make $2,500 a week driving an Uber, $4,000 a week driving with an SUV. Now I work about 60 hours and make about $1,700.
Mark Dillon is another rideshare driver who has also seen his business affected.
Definitely dropped.
Both drivers utilizing popular hotspots for riders.
Weekends where I actually wait at the airport area, and the airport area has been also very slow.
A recent report from Harry Reid International Airport showed a 3.4% drop in passenger traffic compared to 1 year ago.
We can't contribute that to any one factor.
Amanda Mazzagatti said those factors can include the time of year as well as what events are taking place. When asked if she thinks those numbers will see change anytime soon,
It could. We'll see. I mean, all kinds of things bring people to Las Vegas. The destination itself is very desirable. We are the sports and entertainment capital of the world.
Dylan, who's been giving rides for 7 years now, says it's all about perspective. He recommends drivers expand their horizons and take rides that aren't near the airport.
I go all over the valley, wherever the app takes me, I'm willing to go. I get $100 tips. I get $50 tips. It's who you get in your car.
Now, according to monthly statistics from the Taxi Cab Authority, many cab companies reported a decrease in riders this past April compared to last April.
Starting to see things like airline bookings and future hotel bookings starting to drop somewhat, both internationally and domestically.
That is the CEO of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, Steve Hill, talking to our investigators about a drop in tourism. And now we have the numbers to back up those fears. Now, typically, April is really a busy month of visitors on spring break, but the LVCVA reporting fewer people visited Las Vegas last month.
Many domestic and international visitors concerned about economic uncertainty in this country. But as 8 News Now anchor Sasha Loftus tells us, most tourists are still betting on Las Vegas as a top destination.
Denise and Brian, the reaction we got here was pretty mixed. Now, we spoke with people on the Strip and downtown. Some say they're not surprised to see numbers go down, while others say no matter what, things always come back.
Since it is summertime, it is a little slow right now.
Tracking the latest trends in tourism.
Honestly, I'm surprised it's not maybe a bit more down, just based on kind of what's been going on in the U.S.
Some visiting Southern Nevada and others working on the Strip, sharing what they're seeing as we head into the summer season. The Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority says 3.3 million people visited in April. That's a 5% drop from last year, with the summary citing economic uncertainty, despite several successful events like WrestleMania.
With a stomp for the history books.
Ron, who's here from Canada, says Las Vegas prices, coupled with a high currency exchange rate, makes things difficult.
Las Vegas is already an expensive place, as you know, so add 40% on top of that, and it's preventing us from going to shows and other things that we would normally do. It's just become cost prohibitive for us.
But Keon Shelton, who works here locally, tells us he's not too concerned, with pool season right around the corner.
It's going to probably pick up towards like July.
Both expecting to see some sort of change.
Definitely thinking twice about some of our future travel plans.
While also hoping for the best.
The numbers might be down for now, but they're going to increase it.
Now, that same report cites a jump in convention traffic in April. That was up 13%. At the same time, hotels saw a slight drop in occupancy, down about 1%. Denise.
And Sasha, I know you spoke with a couple of business owners in the Arts District who say their businesses are actually doing quite well. They have a lot of local traffic.
The Las Vegas Strip attracts millions of visitors every year, known for so many things: bright lights, vibrant energy, and at times it's crime. Thank you for joining us at 4. I'm Kirsten Joyce.
And I'm Brian Loftus. But according to Metro Police, it is getting safer. 8 News Now reporter Kamari Esquera with what's behind the decline in crime and how it's impacting businesses.
That's right. Police say crime is trending down. Here near Convention Center Drive and Las Vegas Boulevard, a business we spoke to say that they're noticing the difference. The Las Vegas Strip attracts tourists from all over the world, and it can also attract crime. But Metro Captain Christopher Dennis says their focus is preventing problems.
Crime on the Strip so far year to date has gone down. We've seen a decrease in violent crime by just a little bit over 10%. We've seen a decrease in property crime, roughly 17%.
And the Las Vegas Strip businesses say they've noticed the change too.
I would say within that year, there's been a big improvement and things have settled down a little bit. I see more patrol cars patrolling these streets, especially over here on Convention Center and Las Vegas Boulevard.
CJ Lozendo is a manager at Pho You and Me Vietnamese restaurant. He says the dip in crime has led to an uptick in customers.
When there's a little more crime, a lot less foot traffic, but there's been a recent uptick in foot traffic. I would say it's very safe, and there's a lot more families now than there used to be, so it's a good thing, and I feel like where we're going in the direction is the right direction.
Metro credits the trend to their Safe Village approach, a combination of old school police presence and modern day technology.
Where we're going to focus on certain areas that we know typically have a higher levels of crime. We're going to put our officers in those areas, have them go out and do a lot of proactive policing, and then we're going to utilize a lot of the technology that we have now that tracks various crime trends.
The department says it's in line with Sheriff Kevin McMahill's goal to cut violent crime by 10% and keep homicides below 100.
The Strip is the kind of the heart of the state, and it's important that everybody from our country, everyone from around the world can come here and enjoy it and feel safe.
Metro says society crimes like drugs, prostitution, and gambling are also down 44% year to date. Reporting on the Las Vegas Strip, Kamari Esquera, 8 News Now.
Church bells and honking. You can hear the Strip today. There is one offense that has increased in the report. Animal cruelty offenses up 38% compared to this time last year. A live look at I-15 with you at the state line. Thousands still making their way to Las Vegas for what will be an action-packed weekend. 3 major events taking over the city from now right through Monday. WWE, the Canelo vs. Crawford fight, and a Raiders game to round things out on Monday night. You're watching 8 News Now at 11. I'm Brian Loftus.
And I'm Sasha Loftus. So is this what Vegas needs after a bumpy few months for tourism? I spoke with several people here for all the excitement.
I mean, when big events come, then it comes alive.
It's a big weekend on the Las Vegas Strip.
I guess everyone's getting ready for the weekend, so there's a lot more people.
People are pouring in from across the country and right here at home for an action-packed lineup.
A lot of Mexican wrestlers here, so that's a big reason why we're here.
WWE Worlds Collide took over the Thomas and Mack Friday.
I actually called off work a little early. I got me a babysitter.
Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford comes to Allegiant Stadium Saturday.
Probably going to be the best fight of the year.
1st and 10.
Then the Raiders take on the Los Angeles Chargers in their first home game of the season on Monday. It's a welcome change as the Strip comes off a summer slump. The Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority reporting a 12% drop in visitors in July.
Yesterday itself, I mean, it's been picking up. It's pretty crowded.
So are primetime days like this helping to turn things around? Some we spoke with say they've noticed a difference.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people here, definitely. We got here yesterday and it wasn't as packed or as many people, but definitely today in the morning it bunched up.
While others tell us even though these events brought them in, the crowds are a little lighter than they're used to.
Maybe they need to drop those prices down to get the tourists in here to spend their money.
Still, everyone who's here now says there's never a shortage of things to do.
Vegas has the prime time slot right now, okay? We have the best events.
And most of the people we spoke with came specifically for the Canelo Crawford fight. Then after they arrived, they decided to take advantage of all the other events through the weekend. Now, some of those include Pitbull performing at the Fontainebleau tonight and tomorrow, Ricky Martin over at Caesars, and comedian Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias at the Cosmo. For a full list of Mexican Independence Day events happening through Independence Day on Tuesday, you can visit our website at 8newsnow.com.